We're now going to be creating the game Craps in Python. So if you're unfamiliar with Craps, it is a popular casino dice game. Basically, there are two stages to it. You roll some dice, and in stage one, you either win or lose, and the game is over, or you move on to stage two, and in stage two, you keep rolling until you win or lose. So this is going to be a simplified version of this game Craps, which has more options than what is presented over here. We are going to code this in VS Code so we have a little bit more, just more realistic feel for programming. And that's our ultimate goal, again, is to be able to code entire games or entire tasks and do so in a code editor such as VS Code. So what I want you to do now is flip over to VS Code. So just go ahead and open it up, and then go ahead and click on Open or File Open. And what I want you to do this time is just open up the entire Python Fundamentals folder like this. So you can have a folder that has many folders, and go ahead and go to Module 9, and you can look at all the things that are over there. Now, what I want you to do first, let's go ahead and open up this Jupyter Notebook and then scroll down to where the creating the game Craps is, like this. And then what we're going to do is split the screen. So click this split screen thing over here. And now we're going to create a new file over here called Craps. So that's the new file. Go ahead and do that. And we'll just name it craps.py. And let's go ahead and let's move it over here on this window. So, and then close the notes out of here. So we'll have it on the right-hand side. We're over here creating the game Craps. Great. And then the last thing is just let's go ahead and view the terminal. So go to View and then click on Terminal. And so that will pop up over here. So now we're ready to begin coding the game. We will do it one stage at a time. So let's just look at stage one. We will ignore stage two for now. We're going to roll two dice and calculate the sum. We'll call this sum x. If x is 2, 3, or 12, you lose and the game ends. If x is 7 or 11, you win and the game ends. Otherwise, you go to stage two. Any other roll, so that's 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, you go on to stage two. So we're just going to write, this actually doesn't require a loop right now. Step two is where, or stage two is where the loop comes in. What we're going to do is just write an if-else statement and just print out whether the person has won or lost. Okay, so we need to roll two dice. And to do that, we need to have the random module. Before that, let's go ahead and Casino Craps game. Let's put a comment right there. The first thing we'll do is import this random module. Okay, so that allows us to generate random numbers. And let's create two dice rolls. So say die1 equals random.randint. So 1, 6. I'm just going to copy and paste this over here and change this to die2. So we're going to get two dice rolls. And then we're going to calculate the sum. Okay, so we can call this x or total. Let's just say x. Let's use x die1 plus die2. All right, now this is not complete. Let's go ahead and print this out. So say you rolled die1, comma die2 for a total of, we'll just say x. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this program and make sure I save it first. Now, we are in the Python Fundamentals folder. We're in this outside folder over here. See if you can see that, and maybe I can stretch this out just so you can see it. So we're not in the module 09 looping folder. If we try to run python craps.py, it's not going to find it because it's not directly in this folder. It's in a folder of a folder. So what we're going to have to do here is do the change directory, and we're going to say module 09 looping. We're going to cd into that. We talked about that. We're going to change directories. And if you're on a Mac or Linux machine, you can do ls and look at all the contents. So there's crap. Now it's there. Before it was not. You can use dir if you're on a Windows machine. Now if I do python craps.py, I will run this program. So it says you rolled a 6, 4 for a total of 10. Okay, that's great. Let me move this back over. And every time I run it, and usually you can just press up arrow to get to the last command on most terminals. So I'm just pressing up. That's how I can get the command back. This time I rolled a 6 and a 3. Let's keep going. There's a 1 and a 6 for a 7, 3 and a 5 for an 8. So there we have a nice little dice roll. So now we're going to implement stage 1. So we've done this first part. We've rolled the dice, calculated the sum, and printed it out. So now we're going to write an if statement. If x is 2, 3, or 12, you lose. So we could say if x, there's a couple of ways of doing this. We could use a list over here. So if x is in 2, 3, or 12, so we just created a list, and we're going to put a colon over here. So if it's in this list, then we will print out, we'll just say print you lose. If it's 7 or 11, you win. If x is in 7 or 11, we could say print you win. Otherwise, so this is where we have an else statement. We just print move on to stage 2. All right, great. So let's leave that here, and now let's test this out. Okay, so python craps.py. Okay, we rolled a 7, so we won. Great. We just rolled an 8, so that moves us on to stage 2. We rolled another 8. We're on stage 2. A 6, stage 2. An 8, stage 2. We can keep going. Let's just go until we lose. So we have to roll a 2, 3, or a 12. So we're on a hot streak over here. There we go. We finally lose. We rolled a 2 and a 1 for a total of 3, which means we lose. Okay, so that was just testing out a whole bunch of different rolls and until we lost. All right, so that's it for stage 1. In the next video, we will implement stage 2, which is a little bit more interesting and requires loops.